People will try to protect you from falling before you've even started climbing, if that makes sense. And a lot of the times, it's hard to comprehend that although it seems like they care for you and they do care for you, their level of perception is not where yours is at. So what you're doing to them doesn't make sense, and they're not going to be able to support you or validate you in the right way because it goes against their beliefs. And it's not something that a lot of people do consciously. Sometimes it just is what it is. Like sometimes it's just part of people. So that's why I say, like, your influence and the people around you are very important to watch out for. Very important. And this goes for social media as well. So if on Instagram you're just following, you know, a bunch of looks maxers, and your goal is really to, again, start your business, you're gonna start focusing on looks maxing. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. You know, some looks maxers, they got their money and all that. But what I am saying is, you might get influenced in the wrong direction, or with a different sort of mentality that isn't going to necessarily suit your niche or what you are trying to accomplish. Um, Obviously, there's brain rot. You know what I mean? Like, there's going to be videos of just nonsense. You know, people doing nonsense, and it becomes a culture, and people get so deep and entertained with that. And that's, there's a reason we call it brain rot, is because it doesn't really go anywhere. It's just a random mess of things that have gotten a lot of attention and grown. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you got to be careful what you put in your mind and what you take in. This also goes for music. Music. If you're listening to sad love songs all the time, your mind cannot help but to feel like your life is a sad love song, and you're gonna feel like that. You're gonna resonate with that. That what you see, what you paying attention to, the one girl who slightly said no to you, even though you didn't even like her that much, will seem like a more bigger thing because you're listening to sad love songs. You feel me? On the contrary, if you're listening to motivation or podcasts on your niche, on your topic, on your goals, you're gonna feel pushed to get there. You're gonna feel like you're getting more knowledge, like more confident. You feel me? At the end of the day, the more confidence you have, the more knowledge you have, the further you're gonna get. So this goes for music as well. Um, for me, it took a while to like, and I'm not saying I'm perfect at all. Like, I still get distracted all the time, but it's been one of the best things to learn is like that my surroundings and what I influence myself with has a strong impact on me, because I feel like that's also one of the things that you can low key like take control of. You can control what you see. Like, you can avoid seeing something. You know what I'm saying? You could reset your TikTok page. You can unfollow and follow certain people. Like, I don't know. I just think it's cool. It's something that you have more control of. It's something that you can like. It's more hands on. More conscious. Um, and I would go as far as to say, like, the circle around you, and the content and what you feed into your mind is almost most important than most of the work you actually do. Because it'll put you in places. Your mentality, your energy will put you in places and situations where who you are and what you fed yourself, like who your conscious is, how your mind thinks, your patterns will do the work for you. You know, and it just makes it so much easier. Um, Me personally, I just like to watch videos on YouTube of people who are the best at the niche that I'm trying to get into. I just love watching those videos. It motivates me so much. It really does. And honestly, when you see those videos, you realize that these people are literally the most normal people. Like, the most normal people. And you think to yourself, like, damn, like, if they can do it, I could definitely do it. It just helps. You get motivated. You start seeing their lifestyle. You see how they move. You understand why. You're able to create this vision for yourself a lot more clear. You know what I mean? It's super cool. Super cool. I would recommend finding somebody strong in your niche. And it's not idolizing them. It's not like you're their fan or anything. It's just kind of like, it's just to like understand, see, understand, and like take in kind of like that lifestyle, that energy. You know what I mean? Like it's just to take it in. Um, pause. But yeah, it's very important. I think the main challenge is usually family because family is supposed to be there for you always and support you through it all. And most of the time, family will, accept most of what you do. Your family can love you, but not have the mental capacity or understanding to support you in the right way, resulting in deteriorating you instead. So, like, they can genuinely try to prepare you for a fall or tear you down before you've even started climbing. Not because you did anything wrong, but because in their mind, they have a fear of what you're doing based off their own mentality and their own thought loops. And and a lot of people don't understand that when you want to reach a goal, you got to make some sacrifices. If that means you can't see your family for a year because your goal is a goal that you must achieve, but you can't do it with them, you got to pick and choose. You either choose yourself or you choose your family, but you got to be, when you choose your family, when you choose your girlfriend, when you choose your friends, you got to realize like you're genuinely sacrificing a part of yourself to spend more time with these people, you know? And obviously, relationships is a deep one because your girlfriend can support you and be there for you always, but she might not understand why you need to be by yourself for a couple days, or why you're feeling some sort of way. You're stressed out. She doesn't understand why you're stressed out. She might take it personally, and you know what I'm saying. Like you gotta understand. Like people aren't necessarily always going to be able to support you the way that you need to be supported, and when I mean people, I mean the closest people to you. It's not the easiest thing. I think that's one of the most challenging things about building something for yourself is having to accept that people are not going to understand you. And your circle, you have to consciously create that. Like you have to put yourself in that circle. You can't you can't hope that the people around you will turn into you, or just adapt your mindset. It's not going to happen. It won't happen until you've done it, and even then people are skeptical. People are skeptical, you know what I'm saying? If they believe that they can't do it, they're gonna believe that you got lucky, that you cheated, that you got a hand. It doesn't matter. You just can't change people's minds. um yeah, I don't know. It's just something that I have always kind of known this too, even since I was really young, and I would hang out with people that I definitely shouldn't have. But it's like sometimes loneliness can really bring down your boundaries and put you in a situation where you get exposed to energy you shouldn't be in. And to dive a little bit deeper into that, when I say like lower your boundaries and stuff, I mean like loneliness often comes from boredom and from a lack of connection, a lack of, you know, interaction. You can't just necessarily disappear and be by yourself for a long time. A lot of the times, you're more likely to fold and and relapse harder from trying to push everybody away than if you accept that there's going to be people around you, but you just have to be more picky about who you pick and choose. And I understand some people may just be lonely, like you don't have any friends, you don't have people around you. We live in a new generation. There's Twitch, Telegram, there's social chats, there's Instagram chats, there's TikTok chats. Like you can get into a circle. You know what I mean? In this generation, like you can get into a circle. You can find new friends. And if you don't have any, in a way it's easier because you don't have to filter out the ones you already have because you don't have any. but you get to pick and like consciously decide what circles you put yourself in. Being lonely is something that, maybe this is a bigger topic for another time, but being lonely is something that is just, it can be very bad for you in general. It can be good for you if you know how to manage through it, but it can be really bad for you if you're not prepared. Um, but yeah, just be conscious, just be conscious of what's around you. Be conscious of what you intake with social media. Be conscious of the people you see every day. The people, even your coworkers may not be the people you want around you. Maybe you gotta quit your job because of your coworkers, and it'll actually help you. It's just like that sometimes. I've given advice to a good amount of people now, um, and a lot of these topics can be very difficult to understand. You know, like I always say, it's all within you. Like you're conscious of it deep down. You know it. You know the answer. You just gotta pay it mind. You just got to be conscious of it. Think about it. You know what I mean? It's not a difficult effort to be conscious of something. It's just turning your attention that way. But if you do need help, my Instagram is Emmanuel LVX. That's Emmanuel with two M's dot LVX. And more details about me in the bio. If you guys want to watch more of this, learn some more, make sure to subscribe. You guys have a good one.